Hey, Weird War Weirdos. It's Brian again for a live episode of Shit on My Table. Woo! Sorry, Chuckleheads. I've been kind of inactive a bit on the channel. Been busy, been working shit. Ugh. Had some birthdays. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's fucking cold down here in Texas. Shit, 2 days ago it was 80. Now it's like 40. It's wet. It used to be warm and dry. Now it's fucking wet, cold. Anywho's, I got my windows open. That's why I'm wearing a jacket and stuff. So if you hear my teeth chatter, it's because it's freaking cold outside. All right, guys. So I wanted to do a little update on my group build I got going on. Let's see what we got going on here. Let me. So I finished my SDKFZ 232 Tamaya kit. Awesome. Love it. Love this kit a whole bunch. Even the turret moves. Pretty cool. Not needed, but you know, you can turn the turret around like that. Look at that shit. Now that is wargaming. A movable turret. It doesn't come off. You know? Look at this. Turret doesn't come off, punks. But anyway, there's a 232. Badass armor car. One of the coolest armor cars ever. And more. So I got this done. I just got painted. So it's built. I got an email saying that you need to hurry up, Chucklehead. Like I got till the beginning of next month to get this done for the build. So there you go. 232 Tamaya. I love it to death. Just need to paint it. Because the weather's been so shitty and wet, I can't go outside and paint because you know that moisture will just sit on all that stuff. So it's like I gotta wait till the weather changes a bit. So I got that going on, and because let me give me 1 second, guys. Let me show you who I'm doing this group build for. 2 awesome gentlemen. I want to give the names of their channels so to better plug. That's why we do this, is to plug ourselves and our buddies, because it's fucking cool. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. So you should do it. You should plug your pals. Because if you're not going to plug your pals, who's going to plug them, right? So you might as well plug them. So let me give you, let me get their links here real quick. Sorry, as usual, I'm unprepared. I'm professionally unprepared. Think of that shit. That's a real thing in this world. Over here. Over here. Man, it is chilly willy out there, guys. Woo! Woo! Yeah, I wanted to just do a quick video before I hit the sack. It's about 9:20 here. All you Central Standard Time weirdos know where I'm coming from. You know? Okay, so I'm going to put the links to the badasses who started this cool group build. So real quick on group builds, guys. Okay, so, group builds are cool because what it does, it binds your community on a common goal. Obviously, you're doing a build, and it just, it gets people, get some of their stuff done. It pushes people to get their stuff done. You get to see, maybe meet some new people, new websites, new model kits or whatever. It's a lot of fun. And I dig it. Okay, so we've got, Yosham's, his site is called, I'm gonna give you the link here real quick. So you guys, his channel, I should say. I'm gonna put it in the link in the description, okay? All right. His channel is called, I cannot pronounce it. It's Jarama Madilbi. It's German. So, sorry, man. I'm sorry for just raping the hell out of that name, but I'm American and I'm Texan at that. So it's like even worse trying to say words that aren't Texan. So here is Yosem's channel. And then we've got his buddy, Marcus, his channel. I think his is a little bit easier to say. Let me get the link so you guys have it. I want to plug everyone. It'll go. The scale bench. Marcus's The Scale Bench. And these guys are prolific model builders, okay? And lots of cool shit. And they do these group builds like I think a couple times a year, and they're a lot of fun. And again, you get to talk to people and you interact with other. These guys are modelers, but shit. What's cool about wargaming is we hit both hobbies. We hit the modeling hobby and the wargaming hobby. So, booyah! It's awesome. All right, so we got that. What else do we got going on the table of doom? Now, real quick, Weird WWII has some. We travel in some different circles, so there might be some not safe for work shit on the table. Okay, so don't freak out. If you're gonna freak out later. Okay, don't freak out now. Okay, so the guys had a group build last year, and I said I was gonna do it, but I didn't get it finished. I was having problems printing up the item that I wanted to print, and it is the world famous National Lampoon's Russ Heath drawn and colored American Battle Bus. I'll put the link in the chat so you can see what it looks like. And here it is. So my pal, all our pals, the nerds. She hooked me up with an epic. I had found an STL of the battle bus, and it was very lacking. It wasn't very good. But hey nerd, I was just talking about you. I'm talking about you right now. Holy shit! I want to show you. So nerd created this beast. This is your battle bus, girl. So. I'll take the top off here, but check it out. The battle bus. Dun, 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 dun. In all its glory. Dun, 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 dun. It's even got interior, guys. And then the rooftop here. See, she even made it to where the damn top comes off. Look at that. You can play with your toys inside. Yeah, there's the top. It goes on like that. It has pegs, but nerd, I chopped them off. I'm just going to glue this bad boy after I paint the inside. I don't see myself taking it off. But there's the top. I got a quick question, nerd, since I got you there. This top part, it looks like a hatch, right? But what are these holes here? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, and again, guys, this is one of Nerd's quad or dual 50s. Oh, look at this thing. It's fucking epic. It's the big old magazine, the big magazines. Look at that shit. That's awesome. So, nerd, what I'm going to do is I'm assuming that's like a hatch on top right there, right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just drill a hole right here, and I'm gonna fix like it's a 50 mount right there. That'd be kind of cool. It looks like the right thing to do. There's nothing. And it's funny, they don't have anything on this side, but hey, it's like the AC-130 gunship. All the weapons are pointed on the one side, right? And it flies around and just shoots down. That's like the battle bus, same thing. They don't need weapons on this side. They just need it on the side. They drive it in a circle and just blowing the shit out of everything. It's great. Oh, dude, nerd, that would be awesome. Put a ball turret up there. Oh, you gotta do that. If you do that because I'll keep this. I'll keep this separate in case that would be awesome. Like a ball turret, that'd be sweet. Just you don't have to make like the interior, but just you can have the windows on it. We can just paint the window. That would be badass. Like a ball turret on the top. Oh, that would be fucking sweet. You should do that, girl. That'd be sweet. Because it is. It's just making it. I think it's called. I think in the. So let me read you what the original description of this thing is in National Lampoon's. It says artist conception of a U.S. B-Wave 42 rolling fortress fighting in Normandy. Had it been there, The most versatile medium bus of the war, the WWII 42 mounted as many as 17 guns or equipped with the Norton bus sight, the Norton bomb sight, was able to carry 26 250-pound bombs, which could be lethally dropped. I mean, it's just, National Lampoon is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, the good old WWII 42. Dude, you should do that. That's a good idea. I won't swap them. Yeah, do that, nerd. I'd love to put a that would be fucking awesome. Big ball turret on there. That'd be sweet. But no, guys. So nerd and her awesomeness, she hooked me up with this badass, one of a kind. No one, I know no one in the fucking world, except me and nerd, who has access to the WWII 42 fucking bus fortress. What did they call it? Something fortress? They call it the rolling fortress. There you go. That's the rolling fortress, punks. But yeah, so I didn't get this done in time for the last year's build because we were nerd and I were trying to refine it, trying to make it work better because the STL was a mess. I guess the STL that she had was a mess, so she really cleaned it up and kind of got it more streamlined and everything. And then like I had a smaller printer. I had a Mars printer. No, I got a Saturn, but I had a Mars, and it wasn't big enough. I was trying all sorts of shit. I was flipping it up, flipping it sideways, doing all that shit. So try to fit it in that bad boy, and it wouldn't fit. So I just didn't get around to finishing it. But I've got it printed, and if you do a ball turret, let me know. I'll be sure when I take all the pictures and stuff, I'll put the ball turret on there. It's secret with the one down there. Okay, yeah, I'll paint it up. I'll take some good pictures, and we can put it on your Colts page, like an example of painting or whatever the fuck. Or I can do what do they do it like the makes or whatever. Yeah, we'll hook up, man. We'll do a joint effort to plug this bad boy, the rolling fortress. But yeah, so that's sweet. And in your files, you had the dual 50s, which are fucking awesome looking, and then there's single 50s, and then 30s, like 30s. Those are cool. With the little can magazines. Those are cool. But yeah, so got working on that right there. Now, if you guys know or not know, so us at Weird WWII are trying to do this, but we are playing out the entire World War II era in miniature, and we're starting in 1930. Okay, we kind of started. We started the campaign. We've done some battles in 37, which is when when the Chinese, the Sino-Japanese War, whatever. That's when I consider World War II started. It wasn't in 39 when September 1st and 39 when the Germans attacked Poland. I mean, shit. The Chinese and the Japanese have been fighting for fucking years before that. So I consider World War II starting in 37 during the Marco Polo Bridge incident. So that's the war proper for Weird World War II. But we're starting in 1930, and we're just going to move forward because 1930 is kind of it's the beginning of like world politics start to change. The rise of the fascists. The colonial powers are still vying for their claims for these countries. There's rebellion in the air. Spain's about to start throwing down. They're about to have their fucking civil war. There's some some brush fires that pop up across the world. But so in 1930, so the first mission we got going on in 1930 to knock it off is, so guys, how I do this just real quick is because, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the day by day 1930. So what I do is I just go to Wikipedia and I put in 1930, right? And I push the events, and it just gives a list of like the major events that happened, right? So a lot of them, it's people being born, or political, situations, or new technology forms. But there's also like, like right now, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing here. Is right now I've been reading really heavily on the Yin Bai Mutiny. Okay, so the Yin Bai Mutiny was an uprising in French Indochina by the Vietnamese. Okay, and the people who were doing this was the Vietnamese Revolutionary Army. Okay, and they're being commanded by the Vietnamese Nationalist Party. Okay, so it's a movement that's going on by the local Vietnamese to overthrow the French colonial powers in the region. So what happened? It's fucking fascinating, man. It's like it's worthy of a badass movie, because what's happening is you have these small group of intellectuals or whatever, and they're actually getting to the people, and the people are spreading the idea of getting rid of the colonial shackles, and they're kind of saying, hey, we can do what the Japanese did to the Russians in the late 1800s. We can do what the KMT did, or the Japanese did against the KMT. They took Manchuria and Chikowa, whatever the fuck. They ripped the hell out of China. So the people were like, hey, this might be viable or whatever. Well, what's interesting is that one of the main people in the government, I think his name is Yong. He was basically like the Secretary of Defense, or like he's the Minister of military affairs or whatever for this organization. And this motherfucker was a traitor. He was a fucking spy for the French. I mean, you couldn't get it'd be like the Vice President of the United States being a fucking spy for whoever. And it's just like, damn, and all this crazy skullduggery kind of shit was happening, right? And they did an assault in February. And it was supposed to be, they're supposed to assault these garrison cities, and they're supposed to, and they're assaulting garrisons that housed colonial Vietnamese troops, right? All right, baby, I'll be there in a little bit. Colonial troops. So what they're hoping to do is to convince these Vietnamese colonial troops to turn on the French officer corps, and then use them to take the northern part of Vietnam at first, and then they're going to work their way down. It didn't quite work out that way. That Duong guy ratted them out. They almost all got killed. All the cabinet almost got killed, but most of them escaped. He got shot in the gut, or Dooley bastard. But anyway, this shit like that, right? That is rife for weird warification. That's a new word. Weird warification. So what happened is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that, and I'm going to inject some like supernaturalness to it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have the leader of this group of the Vietnamese Nationalist Party. I can't remember his damn name. But anyway, cool motherfucker, trying to save his country from the colonizer. But anyway, I'm going to make him some sort of like, maybe like a mystic or some sort of wizard or some shit. And I'm going to make him like, he's like a great orator, or maybe he's like an incubus or something. He can put the whammy on people. Not like sexually, but like he can like, put the whammy on folks to have them do what he wants to do. But in a way that it's like true to, the freedom of the people, whatever the fuck. I might just mysticize him in some way. And maybe he's made some pacts with certain, infernal powers that allows him certain abilities, or even certain entities that work for him, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to inject some supernatural stuff in it, some weirdness into it, to where he is able to actually convince most of the colonial troops to turn on the French, and then there'll be a large fucking military force, and some of the north of base is gonna fall, maybe, depending on how we play it out. So, and then what I'm gonna do is, as the years progress, so in reality they're completely crushed when they do this revolt. They attacked some cities. They killed a few people, but the French just crushed them. And then the French just came down hard on all of Vietnam. Fucking killed all the fucking leaders, imprisoned a shit ton of people, and that whole fucking revolution was just crushed. Okay, it's said that even Ho Chi Minh was trying to convince them to hold out and wait a little bit longer for the best moment, but shit, he waited till the fucking the late 40s, the 50s to start the Indo-Chinese War. But anywho's, but yeah, so I think that'd be really cool because there'll be a flashpoint in Vietnam where I'm kind of going to try to make it like these people have the north of the country, and so the French are trying to take it back, but because of mystical reasons, and then the large population that's fighting against them, there's going to be almost like a modern day Korea peninsula. There'll be like a north and then the south, and then I know that they're like Laos and all the other countries around them were French too, but it should be fun. It should be a good reason to like buy some early war French shit. So on that, okay, guys. So with the table, let me show you what I found. There's a guy on I think it's War. Let me find that site real quick because I don't want to steer you guys wrong. It's called. What is it called? Oh shit! What is it? Gaming stuff. Where is it? Like War Gaming Factory or shit? Where's that stuff? Hold on a second, guys. Let me see if I can find it. Damn. Well, anyway, there's I think it's War Game Factory or War Gaming Factory or something like that. I'll have to find it. I'll try to find it and put it in the description. But there's this guy, it's a French guy. He makes all these, like, he does STLs of all the colonial troops, right? Which is fucking awesome. Like early war colonial. So it's like I have access now. I can make 1930s Vietnamese, let me see if I can get this, Vietnamese soldiers. And they're fucking phenomenal, guys. Let me see if I can get this. Let me get really close and try to block this screen. And there we go. Yeah, check that out. Let me see if I can. Yeah, look at that. They got their little those conical heads. They're wearing the French uniforms. So I got a couple STLs, right? So I got enough to fucking make, in one go, guys, I printed up a platoon of infantry of these guys. And then they got different heads, so you can use, you can get, you can get the Brody helmets for the French, or they're like, God, I suck at this, but there's the Vietnamese heads. But yeah, they've got heavy machine gun teams, they got light machine guns, and it's all like early war 1930s French. So I can use the same models with different heads for the French soldiers. So there you go. We got the Vietnamese. So that's what I'm doing right now on the table. I'm working on the platoon of French, or not French, for the Vietnamese. So yeah, it's fucking awesome. I'm telling you, girl, it's like 3D printing. It's like, no one's going to do colonial Vietnamese, like French colonial Vietnamese, because, who's going to do them? Who's going to, you got to hire someone to make the prints, and then you got to package them, and no one's going to do it because it's so obscure. But, with this STL stuff, booyah, we got it. We can get it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Just you're right, nerd. It's 3D printing, and if you guys don't have a 3D printer yet, guys, just get one. It's worth the investment. Get the best one you can get. You don't. Yeah, seriously. Get I have a Saturn II. They got 8K or 20K. I don't know what the fucking K is. I guess it's the detail. But you don't really need super fucking detail for wargaming minis. And it's another thing, guys. It's like when you get these STLs, you can up the size or down the size to almost any size that you want. So when you buy an STL, let's say a 28 millimeter STL for something, in theory, you can lower it to 15 mil or 20 mil or 25 mil, or you can up it to 40 mil, 32 mil, whatever the fuck. But it allows for so much possibility that if you don't have a 3D printer yet, you need to get one. I mean, it's worth the investment, because I'm telling you, one bottle of let me see if I got my bottle here. It's in my trash can, but one bottle of resin is like $40, right? Man, I could do an entire army and some light vehicles and some fucking scenery with that shit, right? Nerd says 23.1133 millimeter scale achieved. Hell yeah. But yeah, so it's like, it's amazing, guys. So like for a bottle of like a $40 bottle of resin, I can make platoons of 28 millimeter sized armies. I can make tons of vehicles. I mean, it's great. And listen, there's a learning curve. Like Nerd, like I don't know if I had, I don't know if I showed you, but those what BA 62s that you had, like a dummy. I cored them like to save some resin, right? But I didn't put any holes for the resin to seep out, right? So like last month, I've had them for several months, right? Probably like almost a year, right? Last month they popped, they like burst, right? And I guess what happens, guys, is like as it prints, and if you got a cavity, if it prints, some of that resin will stay in those cavities unless you have like a drainage hole, right? And what happens over time is that liquid resin, I guess, slowly like eats through or whatever, works its way through the resin, and it'll like break through and break it. So yeah, the bodies of those two BA62s that I had popped. They cracked. They made this big sound. They went boom. They like happened at the same time. They went boom, boom. It's so weird. But yeah, that kind of fucking sucked. But that's all right. I got the STL. I can just print them some more. But there's a learning curve. But and like, there's a little cleanup, and you need to vent your room. You don't need to be licking your hands and rubbing your eyes. If you don't need to get any resin on your hands. But it doesn't take much. You just buy some fucking alcohol. You get some rubber gloves. You can get a breather if you want and all that stuff. But yeah. Yeah, no shit, Nerd. I didn't even know that was a thing. I've never even heard of that, right? In all my readings and adventures in printing, I never even knew that. I don't know why this camera is being stupid. That's what happens when I try to. Oh, here we go. That's still up. Maybe that's good if you don't see my face very good. Yeah, it's just like I didn't even heard of that happening, but you learn, you live and learn. But I can just reprint them. The bad thing is I got to repaint them. That's what sucks. But they're Soviet vehicles, so it's just a solid color, so it's not big deal. But anywho's, so I'm working on the national, what do I call it? The national, whatever, the Vietnamese colonial troops to fight against the French. So that I'm gonna put those together. I'm hoping I'm gonna paint that stuff after this this group build that I'm doing. That's something you haven't made yet, Nerd, is the Early War 232. That's a Tamiya kit right there. Ooh, that's a bad boy right there. Yeah, you need to get some. I can't remember if you haven't done early War on armor car. I don't think you have a 222 or a 221. But anyway, not that I'm trying to put a workload on her. I know you're a busy woman. What else did I get? Oh, I printed up some giant tentacles. These look like awesome, like hazards, or put these on like something you got to like mission objectives that you got to destroy, in your game before they keep growing, or they're the point of penetration of the dark ones coming out of the ground, whatever the fuck. So I printed up 4 of those. I found some what else did I get? I've got so we've got our first we're about to play this. Me and Mel are about to play this. This is the first thing that we're going to do in our 1930 campaign. So what happens in like 1930? Let me find it real quick. Find that. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. So the first thing. So again, just using the 1930, entry in Wikipedia. So on January 15th, 1930, the moon moves into its nearest point to Earth called perigee at the same time as its fullest phase of the lunar cycle. This is the closest moon distance at 221,455 miles in recent history, and the next one will be on January 1st, 2257. Okay, so I'm thinking, that's cool. Weird kind of like alignment, kind of weird shit. So what we're gonna do is the first game we're gonna have is like, I'm a big fan of, Lovecraft, right? And because everybody uses Lovecraft shit because it's public domain, so fucking might as well use it too. So what I'm gonna do is, so in Lovecraft lore, there's a place called the Dreamlands. It's another dimension that only people can enter it through their sleeping in their dreams, right? Well, the Dreamlands has it's like a mirror image of the world of our reality with different creatures dwelling in it and whatever. But on the moon, in the Dreamlands, are a race of creatures called the Moon Beasts. Okay, Moon Beasts. And their big thing is they're kind of conquerors or whatever, and they like enslave humanity and use them as workers, and they use them as food or whatever. So they're really big on they're big slavers of humanity, and they're big into gold, right? And they've also enslaved a group of another species called the Men of Ling. Okay, now these are actually satyrs, right? These Reaper miniature satyrs. But that's pretty much the description of what the Men of Ling are. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a game. Let me show you what we got going on over here. We got some Moon Beasts and Men of Ling. Because I'm saying something like, because the Earth or the Moon is so close that the fabric of reality is thin, and they're able to penetrate, and they're going to do an actual like slave raid through reality onto Earth proper, and they're gonna grab some slaves or whatever, right? So I've got some Moon Beasts here. I got some Men of Ling here, and what we're gonna do, I got some Chinese civilians here, and then a squad of Chinese. Let me see if I can maneuver this camera. A squad of Chinese here, and we're gonna do a little slave raid, and it's gonna be the Moon Beasts are gonna try to take over a village and steal all the people and head on back to the moon in the Dreamlands while the veil is still thin and malleable, and this Chinese patrol is going to try to stop them. So that should be fun. So that'd be the first kickoff of our Weird World War II. I want to do a little narration to kind of kick it all off, just kind of set up the whole campaign. So it should be a lot of fun. But we got that going on. We got our Vietnamese going on. We got the badass Rolling Fortress, nerd. Think about it. Do a ball turn. That'd be fucking sweet. And I gotta paint up my 232, our heavy armored car. And then I got a whole bunch of other bullshit, but it's all good. But okay, guys. So it's getting fucking cold in here. Again, I got the window open because I'm printing something and I'm venting out the air. I got a big window right in front of me, and there's a big old box fan right there at full blast blowing the air out, and I've got a couple filters over there too to help with. I don't even smell the fumes anymore, and so it's all good. Oh, you're working on it. You're the best, nerd. I love you. I'm telling you, Nerd is a true Weird War weirdo of the highest caliber, and we love you for it, girl. But yeah, so we'll call it there. It's about Mel just hit the sack, so I'm gonna go join her. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm tired. I got work in the morning too. But I just want you to know that we're always doing something here at Weird War II. We always got something going on. The table's always a wreck. It's always a mess. It's always projects all over the place. So no worries there. I'm still in it. We're still fighting the weird fight, and I'm hoping to get some videos out here here next week or so. So, but I want to say thank you, Nerd, for swinging by. Love you. Love everything you do for the community. You guys go swing over to a Nerds Colts page. She got all her stuff in it. You know why you need to go there? Because it's all free, and she does it because she loves the people in the hobby, and she loves the hobby, and we love her for it. Thank you, girl. And I just want to say you guys all rock, and thanks for hanging out with us all this time. And I'm gonna say adieu. And as we always trail out, we say always keep it weird. See you guys later. See you, nerd. Ooh, it's cold.